This illustration deals with the inter-system bonding in accordance with 545.27, items 1 through 3. Now, some folks felt like, well, you don't have to provide this inter-system bonding technique because this is a building that's just used and relocated, or it could be one structure with dividing walls that would separate one structure, not necessarily structure, but one lease from another lease, or from one office to another office, and so forth. Now, let's just kind of review the boxed-in information showing the building that is pointed toward these connected together structures of 547.27, and you can see that that's the call out that's pointed to the building in the left upper corner of this illustration. Now notice if you had any kind of antennas, if they had any kind of dish, things like that that might be listed there, and you can see we show in the call out there TV and radio antennas. That's just an example. And then notice you may have an internet line or communication line coming in and from a phone pole and cable, as you see. And of course, you know, to really understand an inter-system bonding system, you want to go to 250.94. 250.94 really explains it good. And notice the feeder here to the right, about the center there. It shows a feeder that has to comply with 545.22a, and that could be routed underground to a pedestal. It could be overhead, depending on how the electrician wants to route there. If the engineer hasn't given them a schematic to go by, a plan. And then notice the bonding bar has to have a capacity for at least 3 inter-system bonding terminations that comply with 250.94 item 2 and 250.94 item 3. Now you can see the arrow pointing to such bar. And then of course you have a bonding bar, and then of course you're going to have a number 6 that would connect that into the, in this case, to the grounded terminal bar that you would have in the panel board, or if a neutral is connected with a bonding jumper, same thing. And then notice all these systems are bonded and connected together, as you see with these bonding jumpers. That's down toward the bottom where these 4 driven rods are driven. And then notice a number 6 copper inter-system bonding jumper would be required, as I just pointed out, by 250.94.4 and 250.94.5. Now, 4 and 5 kind of complies with the 2 and 3, that the bonding bar that we were talking about. And then, of course, the grounding electrode conductor that would connect these together would be a number 6. And again, that's right in with 4 and 5, as you see next to it. Then we have a metal water pipe that's 10 feet or more of it in the earth. So that would be considered an electrode that would be permitted to be used by 250.52, A as in apple, 1 that we would look at there. So then we make a recommendation that in the call out right below all this information to see 545.27 items 1 through 3 to obtain this information. And again, 250.94 really explains an inter-system bonding system. Now, last of all, I'd like to review the notes. And notice for factory installed panel boards, we'd want to see Part B and take a look at that, and you can see that. For bonding conductors and terminals, see Part B. For the minimum size number 6 conductors, see Part B. And notes 1 through 3 are based on 547.27 items 1 through 3. So Part B of 545 kind of deals with this, but you can also get a good handle on looking at this by looking at the Part B in 545.27 items 1 through 3. Now, what they're calling out here and what this new section is saying, you still have to provide an inter-system bonding jumper, even though this structure could be relocated based upon where you were using it.